Right, so we're going to try and fit a new screen today. Got some adapter cables, a new fascia panel, and hopefully a new head unit, otherwise it's going to be a very short video. So, problems I'm trying to solve here are, it's fairly old. It does have a built-in map system, but I've never used it. It's now completely out of date. I always put my phone on here and use Google Maps. It's got DAB radio, but every other time you turn the car on, it remembers the station, it's just the station names disappear, which is not great. This wasn't too expensive, Android based system. Apparently it does fully integrate with the car, so it will do 360-degree camera and it will work with steering wheel controls. Probably the only thing that I'm aware of that I'll lose is the ability to manage controlling times and changing the settings to like pre-cool or preheat the car. But I've got I mean the app's been no rubbish, that's never worked, has it? I've got Home Assistant, and I use that to manage those elements. I don't think I'm going to miss them. So rubbish, load of rubbish. Hopefully there's some instructions. That's the unit, that's the screen. Not very deep. More cables. More cables. Even more cables. Wonder what that is. GPS maybe? Bluetooth area? Not Bluetooth, DAB area? Maybe. Manual. Mounting brackets and screws. Okay. So the manual, it's an operations manual. It's not so much an installation manual. Oh, okay. So you've got some camera options. Didn't even know it supported that. And some wiring diagrams. What you don't have is car specific install instructions. So you've got lots of diagrams that tell you, I guess, what the different cables do on the back of the unit, but there's nothing to sort of marry it up to the Outlander to say, you know, this one goes here, this one goes there. So I say I've got two sets of cables. I've got cables that came with the screen, so it looks like basically you've got a generic screen and cables, and then I've got a fascia that came with another set of cables. So I'm guessing the cables that came with the fascia are the sort of interface cables, the one that take the standard cables that came with the screen, allow me to connect it to this specific car. this set of cables here, for example, I'm expecting that to be specifically for this car. So, yeah, and that's it. There are no other instructions. So step one is going to be to get this fascia off, take the old screen out, and I guess try and work it out from there. So I thought the silver was part of the car, but it's not. You actually have to take the silver off. And this guy is using a screwdriver, so I'm going to carry on using my plastic tool. But instead of shoving it in here, which I was doing, I'll shove it there and break it. That's good, isn't it? So you do need something a bit more substantial. There we go, this might work. A plastic pry tool, let's try that. Right. There we go, that started, I think. I'm going to go round and try and work it. So this is working, this is quite good. Nice thick pry tool. Right, that's that off. Take some picks just in case. Right, I need to get this out. So this looks like it's held in with 4 massive screws. I'll get a screwdriver and pull those out. You need to be careful here because they can drop down really. I do not want to lose these. There's one. This one is... I can't get this one. Come on. Don't drop. Yeah, 4. Right, 4 screws. Is that it? How much slack have I got? Wow, it's quite a heavy beast that. So, what is that? There's a box underneath it with a serial. No idea what that is. I'm going to leave this plugged in. Don't know if I need that or not. Right, let's start putting these out. One. Right, I don't want to pull on the wires too much, so I'm going to get another screwdriver. Right, flat bladed screwdriver. Let's see if I can prise it out. So there's a clip at the bottom, and then just wiggle it from the top. Oh, come on. There you go. Yeah, let's try that. Oh, there we go. Same with this one. Clip. Right from the bottom. From the side. Yeah, that's coming. There you go. I don't really want to unplug the canvas in case that's going to cause me problems. I think for now the safest thing is just to drop it from this frame. Right, I'm going to take the head unit out of the frame. I've just got a feeling I'm going to need that adapter and reuse it. Last one. Head unit out. Right, there you go. There's the canvas. So, theory is, I guess, actually let's do the other way. These have to go in there somewhere, no instructions. If we start with these, interesting, they're the same. They are the same. So why have I got two of them? All this lot and that tiny lot. So that could fit onto there, like that. But also, we've got one that fits that, and one that fits that. So do we go for this one if we get that? If we forget this? This has got one connector, and that's got one connector. So let's have a look at the back of the screen. Yeah, there's only one type of connector that this can fit onto. So I'm gonna assume I don't need this one, the simple connector, for now. Just put it back in this box. And I'm gonna go with a complex one. So that into there, like that. And then that one fits in there and keeps away from these sharp metal bits. That's the last thing I want. Well, alright, I might have to go and get a blanket. Big white one to big white one. Now I've got a grey connector that fits that. But we did have this one. Now that, there is no connector for that. So none of these others fit that, whatever that is. That's okay, that's okay. Obviously we've got parking, whatever that is. These I presume we don't need because that must be for a different system. Key 2. So other than this, and oh okay, we've got these as well, haven't we? But these are more like aerial connectors than anything. That's all I've got. Got no GPS, no radio. We can do the radio, couldn't we? Oh yeah, there you go. It does just plug it straight in. I'm not being forceful enough. Do I need to plug these into here? I'm going to try and power it up. I'm going to power it up and let's see what works and what doesn't work. Alright, here goes. It's upside down. Can you see that? Power at least. I think it's just going to be a case of working out what does and doesn't work, basically. Well, speakers work. These controls don't work at the moment.
Here we go. I don't know who you are, but if you don't let my daughter go, I will find you.
Oh, wasn't too bad, actually. I don't know, who is it? Quite sexy. That's a quote from Brian Mills in the film Taken. But who is the actor behind?
hello. Call Diane on mobile.
Who do you want to call?
Diane. Diane.
All right, calling Diane.
So I've been in two minds as to whether or not this is any good, because I didn't think it's going to have DAB. I've just checked the advert. The advert does say DAB, but when you drill into it, you have to buy an optional DAB antenna. Let's just try and find that again. So it says steering wheel, dual band, Wi-Fi, DAB, fast Bluetooth. That's what it says on the advert. But when you drill down into it on one of these pages, here we go. DAB is supported as long as you've got a antenna receiver. You need to purchase a DAB adapter separately, and it gives you a part number. See, it says optional. What the hell is that? Where's that connected to? Right. What we have got though is, so there's this thing here, this white lead. I'm going to try. It's an 8-pin adapter, and there's one 8-pin white socket here. So let's plug that in. See if we get anything else. Are you still recording? Right, so scratching my head here. So I've plugged in the white, there's a white lead with a load of RCA cables. I've assumed so far that everything was just going to interface from this main one, but I think I'm meant to connect these RCA cables up like this. I'm just matching them up, aux in. So let's just see what's left. So at the moment I've got a RCA FL, whatever that is. Let's go from this side. So I've got a HFM left, no HFM right. subwoofer, RCAFL. Nope. AV video. Video out. Right, let's just try that for a starter. Maybe that's what I need to do. Let's try that. So have we got any cameras now? Cameras. Interesting, it doesn't say video. Try this button. What else have we got? This is another camera. And parking. I bet the park. So here you go. This has got parking just going nowhere. I think that might solve that issue I had earlier, where it thinks I'm driving all the time. So you got to plug all these in. This has got a camera here. You see, which camera do I use? Let's put camera to camera. Yeah. So I've took it out of front camera and wide camera to camera. So now I've got these MF, HFM and TEL. So low. Let's just try that. Right, reverse. Got it. It's pretty crappy, but we have got it. Drive. Pop. Volume. Right, volume's not working. Still, but go back to it. So the difference was then, basically, these white cables, the ones that go into here, you've got to use them, you've got to match them up. So where it says camera to camera, you match that up. Oh, here we go, look, parking. So I think, right, let's try that then. So we control it to ground and then it's going to work all the time, or we connect these two together and we're good. Now we've got key 1 and key 2 here that's coming from the black thing. The black connector on the back has got key 1 and key 2, but they don't go anywhere. So where do they need to go to? Right, it's another day. It's raining And we're back. Try and sort this radio out. So the issue that I had yesterday was I couldn't get the steering wheel controls working. There's 2 wires on here marked key 1, key 2. So I was playing around with those, trying to work out where they went. I sort of got it working, but on every other button that I was trying, it was doing what I wanted. So when I pressed volume up, for example, the volume went up, but it also switched to cameras, which isn't ideal. Got a message back from the guy on Facebook that's fitted one of these, and it looks like I don't need the key 1 and key 2 wires. Right? So interestingly, where the key 1 and key 2 wires do connect to the main harness, there are wires coming out of it and going into this. But they weren't doing anything. And what it looks like is there's some additional menu configuration you need to do. So I'm just going to check the wiring is right, because we've got this adapter here for the 8-pin connector. Yeah, see, he's got that connected. I'm not convinced that's needed. So it's got an RCA-RR and RCA-RL, but if looking at there's 2 wires going in to, it'd be this one, wouldn't it? There's 2 wires going in, and they're there. Now, is that moving them or not? So all the way over to there. So the picture they've sent me is to use this adapter, but I'm not convinced that I need it. So I'm going to try it without it initially, and then I'll come back to that. The main thing I'm going to try is going into this menu and working out if I can get it working by changing the settings in the menu. So the key 1 and key 2 wires, they're loose at the moment. Let's try it. So I did see this yesterday in the settings, but it's a part of the menu that's got a code. So settings, original car, enter the code 0000. Okay. Enter the select CAN bus type interface. Choose the CAN bus supplier. Select corresponding options as the receive CAN bus box and select. Okay, so such as raise. So no CAN, raise. So there's a raise one there, and then there's a list of all these others. Now the CAN box for this, I think, is this thing here. So this has a simple soft. So there's a simple. Should we go with that? Yeah, let's try simple. Simple. And then what type of car is it? Mitsubishi. Choose your car brand. Choose the corresponding or similar car make, such as, okay, so do I need to click this one? Yeah, Outlander 2014, that'll do, confirm. System is going to reboot. Right. Please wait. Right, is it just going to work? Oh, hello. Well, easy when you know how. Jesus Christ. I mean, what a pain. Look at that. instead of just 2 hours maybe wasted yesterday on that, faffing around. What a pain. Right, so how do we get this into there? So this is the fascia. This is what it needs to go into, and the original bits. Probably going to end up unplugging loads of wires. Oh no, maybe not actually. Oh yeah. Yeah, if it fits into the front of it. Probably have to unplug the wires, aren't I? So we've got all that to work out. And then, how do we attach it physically? There was some brackets and some screws. Okay. So these are the brackets that came with it. Now they're obviously not the right ones for that. So they look like very similar to what was on the original sides of the original head unit. So I think I put the original mounting bracket in, and then this goes onto that. So let's work on doing that. So this has to go into there. So I am going to have to unplug everything and then plug it back in. That's alright, we can do that. Everything's off, aerial. GPS. GPS. What to do with the GPS? So I don't know if I'm ever going to use this or not. I'll have a think about that in a second. What the hell's that? Oh, there's like a blanking plate on there. So I might have this loose until I understand if I'm going to need it or not. I might have this loose. And if I don't use it, I'll take it out. I don't really want to cut a hole in this if I can help it. Yeah, that sort of works for now, temporarily. There it comes. Okay. That's the top. That slides into there. And it secures with 4 screws. Not these 4 screws. Some other screws. So with the Mitsubishi kit, there's a bag of screws. Tiny silver screws that I bet I don't have the right size screwdriver for in the car. Yeah, that thing's huge. Yeah, this is huge. Oh, maybe. Wires back in. how many? This one. What I do need to do is sort out the right. Okay, right. Hopefully most of this cabling is done now. It's a quick test. Come on. Let's test steering wheel controls, radio, and handbrake. That was everything. So it's got I guess it's got a fast boot because it must always be connected in a low power state. It's because I've unplugged the cables, it's having to boot all the way from scratch, which takes a little bit longer, I guess. Right. These still work.
The skirt thing, but put it in context. Don't say it without that. If she takes it the wrong way, tell me you're talking to Bernard.
Radio works, and what about?
Absolutely love that, and I would love to get this live on stage with me with my school disco for a good.
No, where is it now?
Radio girls to make that happen. Yeah, you come to the right place.
I tell you what, there's a ticket for you two as well if you can make it happen. There's a ticket for you two. I've also put a text message out to Scott Mills as well here, so I'm hoping Scott gets back in touch with me.
Between us, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Phone,
Yeah, really good feeling about it.
connect.
Laura and Tasha, thank you so much for getting in touch with us. That's the power of Radio 2, and it's very much appreciated. Now, your Sunday night headliner for this year's Radio 2 in the park, Def Leppard.
Yeah, okay, so it's not saying that I'm driving. Right, happy with that. So, without scratching everything to death, the next thing is to try and attach this. So I'm going to put this in. I'm going to put this into the car so it's there, and it's there for the future. I don't think it's going to get in the way. I don't think it's needed because this thing isn't heavy. So that's going to go back. But the radio's not going to attach to it. Take a picture of this. I think this might be the DAB aerial, and I might use that in the future. So I just want to take a picture in case I want an adapter for that. Just get you out of the way. Next thing then is to take the bits off the bottom one and put it onto here. So I guess that's what all these other screws are for. Let's have a go at doing that. So that's the original fascia. Blanket back in place. So what we've done is we've freed these bits off the original fascia, and now I'm going to put them into the new fascia. I've got the option of disconnecting everything if this becomes a pain, but let's see. Oh, I need the whole vent needs to come over as well. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so that's those bits done. Looking at this with these clips and this vent that I need to do, I would suggest you do all of it before you hook the radio in, and these bits, because this is now going to be a pain in the ass. Oh well, okay. So it looks like I need to transfer the whole vent section over, and all of these clips need to come over as well. Not great. Not great at all. It is in, but not brilliant. But I might have to do that last of all, that thing, because I think it's going to flex and come out. Right, we've got to work out how to take all these clips off now without losing them. It's easy to get one side off. Let's try 2 screwdrivers. One. No, I'm breaking that, I don't want to do that. Get one side off, and the other side's a pain in the ass. Oh, there we go. Is that going to work? Come on. Yeah, alright, small one first. Vent's just popped out. There's a surprise. One down. Okay, right, that's the old fascia. Keep that. Radio. So, I think, don't want that. Radio, I think that's it. Vent, it's going to be a pain. Yeah, I'm not impressed with the vent clip. What's that? Ah, I need to tidy that up. Right, radio's in, GPS in. Get it closer. Try this again. I'm not convinced about this if I don't glue that in. It just doesn't sit right at all. I'm going to finish this video off. I've had the head unit in for just under a week, and this isn't going to be a full review. The idea of the video was just to see if I could help anyone that was thinking about installing one of these things, but I have held off for a week just to give you my first thoughts on it. And I guess to start with, quite simply, am I going to keep it? And the answer is yes. It's definitely an improvement over the head unit that was there before. Android Auto was the main thing that I wanted, the ability to be able to run Google Maps on the phone, Spotify, podcasts, things like that, and I've got that ability. It was I can't remember. I'll put a link in the bottom as to the radio on Amazon. I think it was about £169 that I paid. So, it is lower end. You're getting a full inch, almost like an Android tablet. Obviously, it's integrated with your car. You get the fascia panel, you get the interfaces, all for £169. So, corners have got to be cut somewhere. Don't expect a polished item. If you want that, you're probably going to at least have to pay, I guess, something like double that price. So there are frustrations a little bit with the interface. But ultimately, it does work. It integrates with the steering controls, it integrates with the cameras. I don't think it integrates with the microphone. I think it's still using the microphone on the actual head unit itself, but it does integrate with the car speakers. I don't know about other people's cars, but previously, when I was on a voice call, I seemed to be getting sound from a speaker that was coming from under the passenger's footwell. Now I'm getting it through the car speakers. So I'm just going to switch the video around, go through some of the features that I've seen and found, and then there I'll wrap it up. All right. Let's go through this. Let's see if I can think of a few things. I'm just turning the car on. Let's turn that off. So this is interesting. It does integrate with the aircon, the climate controls, as you've just seen. That seems to be intermittent as to whether or not they come on. So let me just let it finish. So at the moment, what it's doing is it's auto pairing with my phone, and it's auto running Android Auto. It's just pulling in the maps and my internet radio there. Right, let me turn the air conditioning back on. Okay, so that's been intermittent as to whether or not that comes on all the time. And if it doesn't, you can you can find that, I think, in car settings. Where's the car settings? Here we go. Let's start. We might as well start here then. So that was that screen there, that air info. So that's quite nice that it does give you that screen. So not 100% that it automatically comes up, but if you want it, you can find it there. These buttons don't work, however. So it's off at the moment, but if I press these buttons, they don't do anything. If I press the hard buttons, then the result of the button press is shown on the screen. Turn it off, doesn't do anything. Turn it off down there, it's off. Let's just go back to car settings. Is there anything else? The other thing that's probably good in here, I'm not going to go through everything, but the other thing that's good in here is it this one? Yeah, so you do have access to some of the vehicle controls. So you've lost some things by removing the old head unit. The ability to like set charge timers. I haven't seen that in here, but things like where you could set what you want to do with your wing mirrors. Do you want them to auto fold, for example? All those settings seem to be in here, and it does work. I've changed it to none, and it does respect that. So that's quite nice that you've got that. Try and get back to Android Auto. There we go. So this is going to be my main screen, I guess. Google Maps. I can navigate to where I want to go without having to have my screen on the dash. I've got that was where I previously searched for just now. It's got a favorite location there. This is an internet radio station, and I've put some favorites in there. It's made some suggestions. Let's just see if we can get one of those up. And the moment, unfortunately, the signal here is rubbish. There seems to be some sort of intermittent phone problem. Speech also works as well. So let's try some. Play Elton John on Spotify.
Playing Elton John on Spotify.
Now, it's not the fastest. I say today the phone network seems to be having some sort of problem, so it's even slower than usual. But when it does work and when the signal's there, it's reasonable.
Something went wrong with the connection.
Yeah.
Try again.
There you go. Probably not the best day to do a video. That does work when the networks are okay. I say it's not instant. The tablet itself does overall feel a little bit sluggish. But I guess that's what you get for what you pay for. But it does work, and it will allow you to make voice phone calls, and it will allow you to play your apps like Spotify, find radio stations, even things like podcasts or things on like BBC Radio Sounds as well. That all works with the voice. That's quite nice when there's a network connection. Let's have a look at the main screen. So this is the main screen. This is changeable. There's about 5 or 6 skins that you can have this looking like. You can also change this wallpaper a little bit as well. But I said this probably isn't going to be my go-to screen. It's going to be more the Android Auto. I've got FM radio, DAB. I never bothered with, and that seems to work.
This is dedicated to you. I know you lost Pitch Your Passion, but this is your.
So FM radio presets all in there. If you want to search, you press and hold, and it'll find the next channel. So that all works okay. That's if you've got like a memory stick, I think. But the video again, if you've got a memory stick with video files on. This is interesting. Well, maybe sort of. So if you've got multiple people in your car and you want to, so what we used to do, for example, is my daughter would be in the back and she's like, yeah, can I play some music? But my phone was connected. It's not that easy to switch, basically. It's going to be the easiest way to show you. So the easiest way that I found is if I pull down from the top and turn off the local Wi-Fi, that disconnects my phone from Android Auto. When I press phone then, now I've got the list of phones and she can say, yeah, okay, I want to connect, so I can connect to her phone and then she's paired. But without me disconnecting my Android Auto, just, if I now go back into phone, that Bluetooth option, sorry, it's a bit sluggish while Android Auto starts up. So that Bluetooth option is now changed, and it's now just showing me my phone book in Android Auto. So a little bit, that's an example of I guess, just working with it, a little bit clunky. But I've got an Android phone. She's got an Apple phone. It does work. I've not tried Apple CarPlay, but it does work. She can connect via Bluetooth and play her songs. But say that what we've found we've had to do, and it's going to time out, isn't it, again? But is basically you pull down from the top, kill the Android connection. Then this allows you to see the Bluetooth. Select that, and then when you go into car, Bluetooth music will allow her to play her Bluetooth music. Okay, interesting. I just found out that my phone doesn't like running Android Auto and filming all at the same time. So that might be another reason why things are a bit sluggish. But let's show you this. So I'm just clicking on a favourite. I'm going to need to blur some of this out. But that's now going to navigate to work, and your familiar Google Maps navigation's there. Let's cancel that. Let's see if this is going to work now. Okay, Google, navigate to Scarborough. Don't need to say okay, Google, because I click the button. No, it's still struggling with that internet connection. Let's just try. Navigate to Scarborough.
Navigating to Scarborough.
There you go, there's an example of voice control. Let's just cancel that. Right, sorry for the camera swap, but my phone was just overheating trying to do too many things, including recording. I want to show you voice search. Play Oasis.
Got it. Playing Oasis on Spotify.
It'll also obviously recognise your playlists and play those as well. Let's just turn it down before I get picked up for copyright. But the voice search works for telephone as well as video as well. So internet radio, I'm using one of the many internet radio apps. I've just gone for this one. It's free. I don't have to pay a subscription, and I can set up favourites. So I've just set up some favourites there. I presume that's going to cycle through my favourites. Another thing to show you with car integration, if I open up a door, it shows me that the door's open, and that does it for all the doors. I just show you the camera integration. If I put it into reverse, as soon as I put it into reverse, the cameras come on. You don't have to select it, just like it did on the original car. So you get your reverse camera, and you get your 360 degree view as well. The camera, interesting, is a little bit. Let's see if I put it back into reverse. It's a little bit brighter than the original one. A little bit overwashed on a bright day, but the good thing is at night it's a little bit clearer. I've got a very dark drive that I reverse up, and you can't really see much out of the camera, or you couldn't. You can see a lot more on this screen, which is quite nice. Notifications have come through, text messages, WhatsApp messages will come through. It can either auto read them, or you can click on it and ask it to read them, which is quite nice. Play This Week in Retro.
Alright, I can play that on Spotify or YouTube Music. Which one do you want to use?
Spotify.
Okay, I'll remember that. You can always change it in your assistant profile settings. Asking Spotify to play This Week in Retro.
A beloved 8-bit returns.
So yeah, there's a podcast playing. It's using Spotify.
All this and more.
A lot of these apps, they seem to be dependent on you setting them up on the phone first, and then they're going to be useful for you when you use them in the car. So for example, this is a podcast app that I've set up so I can start to use it. There's loads of them again, but I've gone for this one. I've only got one set up, and that's This Week in Retro in there. But again, if I set them up on my phone, then they'll all be here for me to select and listen to while I'm driving. It will show me any new podcasts again from the ones I've set up and the ones that I'm tracking. So I set it up on the phone, and then it'll stream through. So yeah, this is a little bit awkward. So like for example now, how do I get back to Android Auto? You've got this button, this one. So I know what I would do now to get back to Android Auto, but is that the right way? So the way I've been getting out of this and going back to Android Auto is I've been clicking on phone, and then that takes me back to Android Auto. But I guess it's those sort of idiosyncrasies that's a little bit annoying. So for me, I don't mind it because I know that I've paid 160 quid for this. I've got more functionality than what I got, than what I had, and I don't mind that. When my wife, so she hasn't been in here yet and used it, and I don't think it's going to be much of an issue for her really, because she's just going to put Radio 4 on and she'll be happy with that. But I guess anyone that's that's less patient and just wants a more streamlined interface, then this is probably not for you. You got to learn its I don't know what would you call them. You just got to learn your way around and how to get around a few things, but the functionality is there.